dancing again. Ecstasy and eyes of cinnamon. Get me high and let me hit again.
Alright guys, welcome back, and today we're going to be doing a Q&A with some questions that you guys asked us. If this gets posted after you've, like before you've asked your question, after you've asked your question, I don't know. Anyways, we'll just do a second Q&A like once we get enough of some more questions. So, alright, so our first question is, and by the way, we will link our little thing where you can comment or ask a question anonymously if you don't want to ask it down in the comments below. Alright, so question number 1 is, how did we meet?
How did we meet? We met at well, we didn't really meet. I saw her when I went to Route 21. My brother begged me to get out of bed. I was heartbroken over a shitty relationship. And he's like, you gotta get out of bed, yo. You gotta do something. So I was like, man, alright. Got out of bed. Took a shower, got dressed. We went to Route 21. That's when I saw her lovely face. And I was looking at her. She looked at me for 1 second like this. And then it was done. I'm like, okay, I see you. So I'm like, man.
Yeah, you tell your version on
I'm like, man, I'm just gonna be single for the rest of my fucking life, then, girl. Like, I'm done. And I went home. And next thing you know, she was in my inbox the next night.
Baby,
I was playing a game about something. Send me a number in my inbox and I tell you what I thought.
Date or pass.
And she was one of the ones I said I would date. I think she was actually the only one I said I would date out of
No, trust me, you said you would date a lot more girls.
Yeah, I was being nice and genuine. I got a good heart.
My version is, I saw her originally years before we met, like, together, at, what was it, Finley's was the first time I ever saw her, and I was with my best friend, and, Finley's, if you guys don't know what that is, it's a local skating rink, but I was with my best friend, and then I was with another, dude classmate, and his name was Deontay, and me and my friend was looking at her, and, some people that she came in with. I don't even remember who was with her, but, and then Deontay was like, you know she's a girl,
right?
Yeah, you know that's a girl, right? And we really didn't, because it was like back in the day, like, honestly, I was only like 13. This was like back in the day, like when baggy clothes was popular.
I had these big ass titties.
And she had like braids and stuff. So she was a teenager too at the time, so, yeah, so I honestly didn't know it was a girl at first. I thought she was a guy when I first saw her the first time, but he told me she was a girl, and I was like, oh well, I still think she's cute. And then I friended her on MySpace, and she's my friend for years, and she didn't even know it because she was out doing her business, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, no, it's for real. I know this is a long first answer, but anyways, yeah. And then so my cousin was actually texting her, like, as her friend, and then she hooked my cousin up with one of her friends. I don't know, it was a weird situation. And then, like, so I saw her at the fair because my cousin and her friend that she hooked her up with was supposed to be, like, meeting up, and he rode, like, one ride with her, but anyway, so yeah, I saw her there too.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah, I know you don't. You was with your brother and Vero and another dude, or maybe it was Sarah, honestly, I can't remember. But it was 4 people. Anyway, so yeah. But then when we first actually mutually met, because then we became friends on Facebook, you know, MySpace died off, Facebook was popping. I don't even remember being her friend on Facebook, but we already were. And then, we saw each other at Route 21, and we made like this like 2-second eye contact, and then like she was walking out, I was walking in, I was about to go on vacation, I had to return something before I went to go get my nails done, you know what I'm saying? So, I walked in there, and then she walked out. It was like 2-second eye contact, but then I texted my cousin, I was like, OMG, like Prince and Princess was just in here, I just made eye contact with her, but I didn't even smile or nothing, you know what I'm saying, like, yeah. And then she says it's the next day, but actually I went on a whole vacation, got like freaking sick, and then came back. So it was 10 days later after we saw each other before I actually ended up her inbox. No, for her it was the next day. No, it really was. Anyway, so I was in her inbox I inboxed her number. It was 1327 because that's my favorite number. She said she would date me. And so I messaged her and I was like, oh, thank you, with a little smiley face. I was telling her my name. She was telling me her name. And I gave her my phone number and I was like, save that. Hit me up tomorrow. It's 9 o'clock. I'm going to bed. You know how it is when you're single. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she hit me up and we just started texting. And eventually we went on a first date. And that was it. Alright, that was the longest first question ever. What was that, like 6 minutes?
Don't cut my dance off in the back either.
I swear the rest of our questions are not going to be that long. We should have did a whole video just on how we met. But alright, number 2 is, how old were we when we started dating? So, she had just turned 21, and I was 16, almost 17. Number 2, did we date girls before each other? That's a whole separate question.
I did. Yes, we did date. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Okay.
I hadn't dated girls before her. Like I had texted girls or talked to girls, but like I hadn't dated any girls before her. So she's my first like actual girlfriend. Yeah.
So if we ever break up, she know what she's doing now, because you know Young Thug put it down on the count, boy. Hey.
She literally never calls herself in my life Young Thug. Like. Number 4 is actually just for me because it doesn't really apply to you based on the last question, is was I scared to date a girl for the first time? And I wasn't scared, you know what I'm saying? Like, dating is dating regardless of, like, what gender you're dating. You know, I was just scared, like, I was, you know, like, I was going to be new at everything, but
Daddy took care of it.
Stop.
Took care of her.
Stop. You know, like, I was going to be new at everything, but, like, I was young. I was already new at everything anyway,
she was gonna be, she said she was new at it. She go down, like, hey.
Stop.
Where this trick from? How that happened?
Oh, my
I'm
God.
like, hey, well, go ahead and kill it one time. Hey.
Yeah. Okay, so number 5 is, have we ever been with a guy? Now, I'll go ahead and answer my part. I had been, like, I don't know if you guys mean, like, dating-wise or sexually, but, you know, like, of course, like, in middle school, like, I dated guys or whatever. I think maybe before her, maybe, like, kissed, like, 2 guys, but, like, sexual-wise, I've only ever been with one guy before her. It was a miss, you know what I'm saying? So, it was done, over with. It was short-lived, and that was a very long, that was like maybe like 2011, but going on 7 years ago. It was a long time ago, and yeah, that's a regret, but you live and you learn, you know what I'm saying? Alright, so were you ever with a guy?
Yes, I was with a guy. I was younger, with kids.
She was like 11, guys. It doesn't really count. It doesn't count for real. But she's never had sex with a guy before. No, that's what you're asking. Alright, number 6 is, how did we know we were gay? And I'll let you go first.
I knew I was gay when a young little dude and I was younger. I dated was Elaine. And you know, I'm not even know I dated a couple of little dudes back in my day.
Really? Who?
Yeah. And you know, Elaine. And I'm like, you know, I'll be better off being like their big sister. They let homeboy and teaching them how to spit game, because these niggas are trash. Like, let me put y'all on game. Let me get out in y'all's lane and show y'all how to pull shorties and treat them right, because y'all don't know how to do shit. But then, you know, I have my fuck-ups, and I fuck around and do some dirt. But I'm back in the game.
No, you're not.
Now I'm back
Your
in the
game's
game.
over.
But I'm
you're
back,
on the final level, honey.
And, you know, this is my long relationship, so, you know. But I had to show these dudes, like, man, you're lame. They always like, that's why I was like, you know what, I'm done with dudes. It ain't for me. You know, I look over here and see a shorty look to my left, like, she cold as shit. Look over to the nigga, like, he ugly as shit. Look to the next nigga, he ugly as shit. So I was like, fuck it. Women is my lane.
I don't know, this is kind of personal. Okay, so once my mom dated this dude, right, and he worked at Donnelly's, which makes magazines. So he got free magazines. This is so embarrassing. Y'all, I swear if I wasn't like a little bit tipsy right now, I literally would not even put this out here. Anyway, so he got magazines all the time. He brought them home. And he brought so he had like a whole like stack of magazines in this crate. And you know, he was at work, my mom was asleep. So I was just looking at magazines. I was maybe probably like 11, 12 years old. I was young. And then I found this Playboy magazine. And then so I saw all these naked women on there. And I just felt a little tingly. And that's probably the first moment that I knew I was gay. When I realized that I was turned on by other women. So yeah, I was probably like about 12 years old when I knew that I was into women.
Big old little girl.
And that's it. That's how I knew. I mean, like I said, I talked to other people before her, but you know.
Oh yes, you did. Didn't you, Maria?
You don't know nothing about Maria.
Yeah.
She doesn't know nothing about
about Maria.
She don't know nothing about Maria. I can't remember Maria's last name.
And she look familiar to you?
Okay, number 8 is what's your biggest fight and how did you come to an agreement or makeup? And, okay, I would say we don't really have, like, I can't really think of, like, our biggest fight. We have, like, several petty fights, like, all the time, like, you didn't take out the dishes, you didn't take out the trash, you're not taking out Rocky, like, you know, like, we have, like, you know, sometimes, like, we might get jealous over somebody, you know what I'm saying, but it's just a lot of petty fights. I don't think we have, like, one biggest fight, and honestly, like, if we said something out of the way, we'll say sorry, but otherwise, we just, like, give each other, like, a little room to breathe. She'll play the game, like, I'll watch them on YouTube or whatever, and then we just move on with life. What is something nice we can say about each other's exes? Okay. Let me think for a minute. I might have to crop some of this out because I might be thinking something.
That's what I have to say about her ex. He's not ugly.
We're going to do, like, our very last ex because we're not going to do, like, all our exes ever.
Yeah. I don't think he's ugly. I think he was alright looking.
He's not.
I get props from this dude. I don't think he was ugly. I've seen ugly.
Okay, what I would say is something nice about her ex is, like, as a person, not as a girlfriend, like as a person, though, like, she came off pretty, you know, like, nice to me, like, she wanted to be my friend, but as a girlfriend, it's like, you know, that's just lies, so, but as a person, though, like, I would say, like, she came off nice to me, like, she was friendly, you know, like, she was looking out, that's what I would say that's nice.
Hey.
That's her opinion, I had to say something nice, she don't, so.
Cool. Anyway.
Because she called me before and we texted before, so that's how I know. In case you guys are wondering, like, I'm not, like, stalking her.
Yeah, because I didn't get to talk to Ray. He always show up in her inbox.
Because he went to jail.
He still be in her inbox. Oops.
He was in my inbox literally for the first time in, like, 4 or 5 years.
Out of nowhere.
It was out of nowhere.
Hit me up.
It was, like, last summer before he
went. She ain't gonna ever have free time. Because she with me. Boy, you done fucked it up, John.
Right. Shouldn't you be spending time with your kids?
Yeah. You got all these kids.
The last question is, how did our families react when we came out? Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
When I first came out, man, everybody's looking at me. My brother already knew I was gay. He was the first one who knew. He's like, I already know. Because I was wearing his clothes when I got out from school. I was in his little big old boy pants, his big old boy shirts, you see? And he's like, you got
How old were you?
I don't even remember. He's like, you want to tell me something? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, man, I'm gay. I'm probably about maybe 13, 14. I was like, I'm gay, bro. He's like, yeah. He's like, I already knew. He's like, it's alright, man. I still love you. And then, I made him mad one day. It's right here. This is why he's so chill with me now, man. Like, this right here broke the mold of it. We got into an argument one day when we was younger, and I said, and then he's like, yeah, you fucking dyke bitch. I said, oh! That was it. He ain't never coming no dyke, no lesbian, no nothing. None of that. We don't do none of that over here, man. Don't be that dude. Don't be that. And ever since then, he let me. He was young, but I still knocked him back until he was 30, and told him wake up, wake it up a little bit.
Stop.
Wake it up. And so ever since then, Prince, man, he's a G. He realized it was wrong. He fixed his mistakes. He's a G now. And I told my granny. My granny said I already knew. And then it was a little trifling. But she already had a daughter that was that way, so it was nothing new. And she loved me. She still loves me to this day.
And she loves me too. That's
Yeah,
my granny.
That's her granny. That's her granny. They love each other. So it's nothing new. She raised me. She was my mama, my father, my everything. So yeah.
I didn't really have like a coming out. It was more like a got caught story, and it's because me and my cousin. In case you don't know, I grew up with my cousin pretty much from the time I was 12. I lived with her and her mom, her parents, her brother, whatever. And so basically, like, that was my family, you know what I'm saying? Me and her shared a room, whatever. So every weekend, like, she had a little boyfriend at the time, and she would sneak out to his house, and then I would sneak out to her house. Of course, we're young, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we have strict parents. We can't do whatever we want. So she got caught first. So I tried to lay low a little bit.
But she was OG. She didn't snitch on her.
Right, she didn't.
OG.
I was very respectful of her because, I mean, like, she got it bad. She got in the biggest trouble of my life. And she didn't say nothing to me like, oh, you didn't get in trouble, none of that. But eventually, my auntie, like, she's like the A1 stalker. She checks everything. She found out eventually. And she was just like, like, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, well, I mean, like, before she hadn't expressed anything about lesbians, I don't feel like that was a thing. But, like, gay men, like, before in the past, she expressed, like, oh, that's nasty or something. So she was like, why didn't you tell me? I was like, well, because you said being gay was nasty. So I didn't tell you. But, I mean, she never said anything to me. And, like, it's really, like, also she had a sister who at the time had a girlfriend. So, like, it really grew on her. Like, now it doesn't even make a difference. Like, it's no difference to her. She doesn't think anything different. Also, like, I forgot to mention, like, my mom's side is mostly Democrats, and my dad's side is mostly Republicans. So that's like a mixture and a mingle. My dad has never had any opinion on any of my relationships. I tried telling him about a relationship one time, and he literally just didn't text me back. So I just really don't share my personal life with him anymore, and we don't even talk. So I guess that doesn't matter. I'm sure he knows, but I mean, he doesn't bring it up to me. But yeah, I mean, she comes over for all, like, my family dinners.
Everything. Christmas, New Year's, holiday, whatever.
Right. My granny loves her like her granny loves me.
Granny Dolly. I love you, Garrett.
So, yeah. But yeah, also on my dad's side, his family's very religious. So, like, my grandma, like, on his side, like, she knows, but she just, it's one of those things, like, you just don't talk about, like, because my auntie told her, but you, like I said, you just don't talk about it. But other than that, like, on my mom's side, they've really come to accept it. But like I said, my auntie, she had a girlfriend at the time. She has a boyfriend now, but she's bisexual. She had a girlfriend, and there's really no difference to them. And actually, when she was in jail and she met that first girlfriend, I actually wrote her as a 12-year-old and told her she was going to hell because I was so brainwashed. I literally told her she was going to hell and then would go and literally watch, like, lesbian porn or something. Like, that's literally how it is, though. Like, if you think about, like, especially men, like, in the South, men will be like, oh, gay's wrong, gay's wrong. And then they'll turn around and watch, like, lesbians, like, lesbian porn.
And
I'm like,
turn around and get fucked by men.
Right, I'm saying, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter which way you go. Both are wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, both are not necessarily wrong, but hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gay, you're gay. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's hypocritical. Like, so, yeah. As far as a wedding-wise, like, I don't really think our families will be involved in our wedding for the simple fact that, like, I mean, of course, my mom passed away, and then my dad is not involved in my life.
My mom,
her parents aren't involved in her life.
My granny is. I would take my granny on the plane.
Yeah. But other than that, it's like, we don't really, like, we're not really going to have anybody necessarily for our wedding.
We will have Granny Dolly. And
I mean,
granny,
like, a couple
those two would definitely get along. Like, we got.
Oh, yeah, because they're both Leos.
We gotta take, when we get married, we're taking these two to Hawaii when we get married.
Okay. But I was gonna say, like, just for our, like, wedding plans, like, we plan just to, like, get engaged and then get eloped, like, somewhere, like, random and, like, beautiful, so you can go straight from, like, being eloped to being on your honeymoon. yeah, so, yeah, that's just, but yeah, that's how our families reacted when we came out. Like I said, for me, it wasn't really a coming out, it was really a got caught, and then some people just didn't treat it any different, some people ignored it. You know, that's life in the South for you, and then on her end, it's kind of accepted, and then sometimes, you know.
Only person really accepted me is my brother and my granny and my cousins. My mom didn't. The dude that I thought was my dad, he did. But other than that,
yeah. So, yeah.
And it gets hard. So, I mean, you guys, when you your kids, and people be like, fuck lesbians, but it be the same people that say fuck the gays, they end up having kids that are gays.
Mm-hmm.
So, please, if you want your kid to confide in you, please be able to be confided into. Like, if you want your kids to trust you, be that person.
Right.
If they see that you're not able to talk to, they're not going to talk to you. And they're going to tell John and Tim and everybody else around you, and you're going to be the last to know. And you're like, well, why was that, Sam?
Yeah, you are.
You can be that person.
If you're not open to it and you don't express, you know, to your children that that's fine for them to tell you anything, they're literally not going to tell you.
Yeah.
And
it took me forever to tell my granny, and she already had a child that was already gay. It just I gotta feel, you gotta feel that vibe.
It's just right. It's mostly just because we live in the South. We live in the Bible Belt where like religion is so strong, and they preach like so hard on like, oh, if you're gay, if you're living a gay lifestyle, like you are going to hell. And that's not necessarily like. And the people that say that, like I said in one of my other videos, like they're having sex out of wedlock. That is a sinful lifestyle. Just like being gay is, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, people hold that against you so strongly, but, I mean, it's really no different. It is no different. And if your child really thinks that, you know, they're gay and they want to marry someone of the same sex, that's not sinful to me.
You.
Oh, yeah, that too.
You know, that's
I
hard.
hate when people try to, like, make up, like, oh, it's in the Bible that's against, that you're not supposed to like date people of the opposite race. Like, it doesn't say that anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. And it's just like, you can't pick one part of the Bible and not pick the other part. Like, if you're gonna pick one part, you have to pick it all. Like, then if you cheat on your man, if you're texting somebody else, then you're gonna be like stoned to death or something. Like, that's really how it is.
Certain foods was in the Bible.
Oh yeah, you're not supposed to eat pork. You're not supposed to eat like shellfish. You're not supposed to wear like mixed fabrics, like cotton, polyester, all that. Like, you don't get to pick like.
That's crazy.
We're religious. We believe in God, but I'm sorry, but half of that Bible is man-made, and it
really
like,
is man-made. I believe in God.
That's my opinion.
That's where it starts.
Half of it's man-made, and it's just like your opinion, basically, like on. So, anyways, if your child is gay, it's not the end of the world, and from a young age, you need to let them know, like, that it is okay for them to come out to you, because otherwise they're going to feel all alone, like, and if they are gay, it's really not the worst thing in the world. Like, we got kids out here committing suicide and, you know, doing all this stuff. Like, being gay is not the worst thing in the world. They could be criminals, they could be murderers, they could be depressed, like.
Why should we have to come out, you know?
Right.
Why would there be you know,
it
straight
be
people
like
don't have to come out like, I'm straight.
Right.
It should not be.
It shouldn't be like a normal, like, it should be a normal thing. Like, it shouldn't have to be like, you know, like something that you're nervous about, that you have to tell your parents about, like, oh, hey, you know what? This, you know, Christmas or Thanksgiving, like, I'm going to bring somebody who's the same sex as me home. Like, they shouldn't be stressed out about that. Like, they shouldn't have to lie about that. Like, you should make your child comfortable enough that, you know, they can bring home somebody of the same sex if that's what they're interested in. Like I said, it's not the worst thing in the world. It doesn't mean anything. And for all you that sit out there and say that it does, it's like, I beg to differ. Like, please don't tell me that you're living a sinful lifestyle based upon the Bible, because you are. Every single person in this world is a sinner. So you all lie, you all cheat, you all have premarital sex. You know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, so the biggest tip is just make your child comfortable from day one. They can play with whatever they want. They can, you know, be interested in whoever they want, date whoever they want.
Wear whatever they want.
Right, wear whatever they want. And it's okay. Like, that's like your goal as a parent, is to make your child comfortable to come to you instead of going to somebody else. If they're going to somebody else, then you failed as a parent because they're not comfortable with you.
Yep.
Alright guys, well that completes our Q&A, which is a lot longer than we expected, but if you have any more questions, just comment below or comment in the link above for if you want to comment anonymously and ask us anything, and we'll have a Q&A part 2. Alright, thank you guys for watching.